Hello, this is the West Africa Open Education Platform National Primary School Examination NPSE Quantitative Aptitude. I am your teacher, Emerson Yaya Dumbuya. The objective for this exam review, by the end of this review, pupils will be able to understand the various types of questions that are drawn for quantitative aptitude. You'll be able to understand the manner in which questions are drawn. They'll be able to know some tricks on how to answer the questions faster. Our outline: we have words and codes, sets, signs and numbers, numbers and letters series, shapes and directions, and sample equations. Types of questions for quantitative. There are normally 6 types of questions that are drawn for the purpose of this examination, and they include words and codes, sets, which include numbers and shapes, and the shapes are quadrilaterals, triangles, and circles, etc. We also have signs and numbers, another area from which questions are drawn, numbers and letter series, signs and directions, and simple equations. We want to review by topic. First, we take words and codes. Now, for words and codes, with these types of questions, you will be given a set of numbers and a word which represents a set of numbers, and therefore you will be required to match these numbers and the letters, or the reverse happens. That is, they can give you a word and a set of numbers which represents that word, and you'll be required to match the letters and the numbers. Numbers can be picked from the set of numbers, and you will be asked to find out which word they represent. The reverse of this also happens. That is, they can pick a word from the letters that make up the word given to you, and you'll be asked to find out what set of numbers represents that word. For example, the number 879965421 represents the word community. COMMUNITY. Use this information to answer the following question. Now, in our solution, please, pupils, take your time, write down the numbers separately. You can separate them by a dash like this, and then direct them to the letters. You align them accordingly. The first number goes for the first letter. The second number goes for the second letter in the word, and so on to the final number. and letter, they should match together. Let's look at our corner here. From the alignment on the left, you can be able to pick out the corresponding numbers of any word that is given from the letters that makes up the word community. Any word given from these letters, you can be able to determine the numbers that represent those letters in that word. Alternatively, if you don't want to do those lines, you can do a table. You do a table containing boxes that will be equal to the number of letters and the number of the digits we have. Doing these boxes, you indicate all the digits inside the box, each box for one digit, and same for the letters. Now the questions follow. Remember, whenever these kind of questions are given, if a letter repeats itself, as in this case M, it must have the same digits. Just as you can see, M is 9, other M as well is as well 9. So there will not be two digits for the same letter. We'll go to the first question. The word YOU, that is you, is represented by the number. You choose from the options A, B, C, D, or E. Which numbers match with this letter, these letters YOU? Now, we come back here, students. Y is represented by 1. You can decide to write 1 on the corner. O is represented by 7. You can write 7, meaning we have got 1, 7. And then U is represented by 6. You write it. We have got 1, 7, 6. Now, coming to the options. 171, no. 175, no. 176. That is what we are looking for. 176, which makes C the correct option. So, on your answer book, you shade C. That is the correct answer. 171 is not correct because that one will give you Y, O, Y. And remember, we are looking for YOU. 175 is not correct because it will give you YON. And also 177 is not correct because it will give you YOO. And 178 is also not correct because it gives YOC. We come to the next question, which says the number 5775 represents the word. In this case, numbers are given to you. You must find what letters are being represented by these numbers here. What letters corresponds to these numbers? 5775. So we look for 5. It means N corresponds to 5. So we write N somewhere. 7 corresponds to O. We write O. Again, 7 again. Now we take it twice because it's the same number. We take the same letter O. So we've got N O O, and then 5 again is be represented by N. So we add another N. That gives us N, O, O, N. Now look to our options. N, O, O, N is found at option D. N, O, O, N. That is, what is N? 5. What is O? 7. What is another O? 7. And then what is N again? 5. So it's N, O, O, N for 5775. So which means our option there is D. Why is A not correct? Because C is corresponding to 8, and our numbers here does not have 8. Don't waste your time on it. And then for B, M corresponds to 9. In our numbers here, we don't have 9. Leave it. C also corresponds to 8, and our first number here is not 8, so we leave it as well. Y corresponds to 1, and our first number here is not 1. So therefore, A, B, C, and E, they are not correct. Our correct option there is D. Sets. With set questions, shapes, mostly quadrilaterals, triangles, and circle, are drawn with numbers written inside the shapes. Each of these shapes represents an item, event, activity, or a situation, etc. The numbers inside the shapes represent the number of people or things that are connected to the particular item, event, activity, or situation that the shape represents. You will be required to determine the numbers that are found in each of the shapes, or in 2 shapes, or in all the shapes. Now, shapes will be given to you, which stands for a particular event, an activity, item, or a situation as the case may be. And then numbers will be placed inside these shapes that represent that event, activity, or situation. Now, let's see an example. The figure below represents the numbers of people, the number of pupils who offered 3 subjects in a school. 3 subjects in a school. Now, let's look down here. These are the shapes. As I rightly mentioned, we have a quadrilateral. That is a rectangle. And we have a triangle, and we also have a circle, Now, these shapes, each one of them represents a particular subject which certain number of pupils offered in a school. Now, the rectangle represents those pupils who are offering English language. The circle represents those pupils who are offering social studies. The triangle represents those pupils who are offering mathematics. Now, there could be questions. You can see we have numbers inside. We have 120, 60, 70, 90, 80, 100, 110. Questions will follow. 1. How many pupils offered mathematics? How many pupils offered social studies only? The options are A 110, 110, B 100, C 80, D 70, E 60. Let us go back. Remember how many pupils offered social study only? The technique here, we look at the circle as the circle represents social studies. Look at the circle. We have several numbers here, but in as much as the word only is added, only, it means that number that is found in the circle only. It is not found in any of the other shapes. You can see 70 is here. It is found in the circle, but also in the rectangle. 80 is here. It is found in the circle, but also in the triangle. 90 as well is found in the circle, in the rectangle, and in the triangle. So the only number that is found only in the circle and not in any other is 110, which means this is the number of pupils who offered social study only. So this number is our answer. We look for the option that has 110. That is A. A is the correct answer in this case. 110, because that is the number of pupils we have in the circle alone, not in any other shape. Number 2. How many pupils offered English only? How many pupils offered English only? Look at the options. A 80, B 70, B is 100, B is 90, B is 90, C is 100, D is 110, and E is 120. Come back. Remember, English is being represented by the rectangle. Again, we are going to look for that number that is found only in the rectangle, not in any other shape. Let's have a look at number 60 here. 60 is found in the rectangle, but also in the triangle, so we consider it not. 70 is found in the rectangle, but it is also found inside the circle because the line encompasses 70. And also 90 is found in the rectangle, but also it is found inside the circle and also inside the triangle. So the only number that is found only in the rectangle is 120. So we look from our options which one has 120. That is E. E therefore becomes our correct answer for this. So you go to your answer book and shade E. Next, question 3. How many pupils offered mathematics only? How many pupils offered mathematics only? Options: A 80, B 90, C 100, D 110, E 120. We go back. Now, mathematics is being represented by the triangle. Now, let's look at the numbers. 60, it is found inside the triangle, but also inside the rectangle. So, we count it out. 80 is found inside the triangle, but also it is found inside the circle. So we count it out. 90 is found inside all of them. So we consider it not. Now, this 100 is found only in the triangle. So therefore, these are the number of peoples that are offering mathematics only. So we go and look for 100. 100 is option C. So option C is our answer for the number of peoples who offered mathematics only. 100 C. Sorry. Number 4. How many peoples offered social studies and English but not mathematics? We'll go again. How many peoples offered social studies and English but not mathematics? Look at our options. A 60, B 70, C 80, D is 90, and E is 100. Remember, social studies and English but not mathematics. Social studies is the circle, represented by the circle. English represented by the rectangle. So for those students that are offering social studies and English, they will be found both inside the rectangle and also inside the circle. Let's look at the number. You see number 70 here. It is found inside the circle, meaning they are offering social studies, and also inside the rectangle, which means they are offering English. So 70 is our correct option. We go and look for 70. You can see 70 is found option B. Those students who offered social studies and English but not mathematics. So in this case, only look for the number that is found inside the circle for social study and the rectangle at the same time for English. And that's our correct option, 70. Question 5. How many pupils offered mathematics and social studies but not English? This time, mathematics and social studies but not English, which means we should go and look for those pupils who are inside the social studies and maths shapes but not in English shape. Now, social studies, the circle, and mathematics, the rectangle. We can see number 80 is found inside the circle and also inside the rectangle, inside the triangle, inside the triangle. So therefore, these 80, they are those people who are offering social studies and mathematics. We go to our option. Go to our options. The people who are offering social studies and mathematics but not English are option A 60, no, B 70, no, C 80. Yes, they are 80. So 80 is our correct answer. Not 90, not 120, but 80, found at C. Next, how many pupils offered all the subjects? That is those who are found inside the rectangle, inside the triangle, and inside the circle. We go to our shapes. Look. We look at 70. It is found in the circle, in the rectangle, but not in the triangle, so it's out. 80. It is found in the circle, in the triangle, but not in the rectangle, so it's out. 60. It's found in the rectangle and it's found in the triangle, but not in the circle. But then let's look at this 90 here. 90. When you look at it, you can see it is inside the circle, inside the triangle, and inside the rectangle, which means these 90 pupils, they are offering English, social studies, and mathematics, all the 3 subjects. 90. So option 90 is found at D. 90 is found at option D, which means D is what we should shade. Now let's go back. All your target, your tricks here. Once you are able to determine a particular shape, you must be able to know that this is the circle. It represents those offering social studies. This is the triangle. It represents those offering mathematics. And this is the rectangle. It represents those offering English. If they are found in only one particular shape, like 120, it means these 120 pupils are offering English only. They are not offering any other subjects. Likewise, for 110, social studies only, not any other subjects. And 100, mathematics only, not any other subjects. Look at 60 here. It is actually found inside 2 shapes. That is the triangle and the rectangle. The triangle and the rectangle. So therefore, these 60 pupils, they are offering mathematics and English. Mathematics and English.